Welcome to the deep dive. We got this article you guys sent about generative engine optimization, GEO for short. Kind of sounds like SEO, but way more like complex.
It does, yeah. It's like SEO's brainy cousin, maybe. We're going to be talking about how people creating content online can, adjust their strategies for AI search. Things like ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Google's search generative experience.
GE.
Right, exactly.
I saw that the article mentioned a research paper from
Yes.
some big name schools.
Yeah.
Princeton,
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they it sounds like they really experimented with different techniques to see what AI search engines pick up on.
Yeah, they really went deep, and we're going to unpack some of the more interesting findings, like how they define GEO,
Yeah.
how they actually measured success with this.
Yeah.
And, most importantly, what really works.
Okay, so this is like next level stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't just tweaking our keywords.
Yeah.
This is figuring out how the AI actually thinks.
That's it.
All right. Let's dive in. So the article says that GEO is, and I quote, the art and science of structuring websites and content to be picked up by these AI search engines. So basically you're trying to get your content cited by ChatGPT, Google's SGE. Even, I saw this tool called perplexity.ai.
Yeah.
Another AI-powered search. They're all giving answers to your questions directly.
Right. Pulling from different sources.
And that's huge because, these AI tools are more and more becoming the first place people go to get information. Sometimes they don't even have to click to a website anymore.
Exactly. That's it. It's really important because those are often replacing, the need to actually click through to individual websites.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a big shift
Yeah.
in how we find information online.
It is.
Speaking of shifts, how did the researchers measure success in this new world? Like traditional SEO ranking.
Right.
That doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It's different. It's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah.
Because the way that these AI tools present information is totally different. So they came up with new metrics.
Oh, okay.
And one of them was position-adjusted word count.
Okay. What is position-adjusted word count?
So let's say you ask an AI engine a question, and it gives you a nice little answer box. So position-adjusted word count tells you how much space your website's content is taking up in that response.
Oh, okay.
The more words from your website,
The better.
the better.
So it's not just about getting mention. It's
Correct.
about how much of your actual content they use.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And then they also looked at what they call subjective impression. So it's kind of like a layer on top of that. It considers, how relevant is your content to the search? How much does it seem to influence the AI's answer?
Wow.
And even how likely someone is to click the citation. So it's not just about the word count, but the overall impact your content has.
So a quality score on top of the quantity. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. So tell me about the strategies they tested. I'm going to guess that keyword stuffing is not going to cut it in the age of AI.
You got it. No. Keyword stuffing.
Yeah.
They tested 9 different techniques.
Okay.
And some of those were those old school tactics, like keyword stuffing. And you're right, it totally flopped.
Yeah.
It did not work. But some of the findings were really, really interesting.
Okay. Well, give me the good stuff. What worked?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Adding statistics to your content.
Okay.
Citing your sources, including relevant quotes.
Gotcha.
All of that significantly improved visibility. In fact, the research showed that just adding even one statistic to your content, if it was relevant, could increase visibility by up to 25%.
Wow. 25%.
Yeah.
Okay. So it really is not about algorithms anymore. It's about backing up your claims with real information.
Right. Providing solid evidence.
Wow. That's a big shift. It seems like AI is pushing us to have better content overall.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not about just gaming the system anymore.
Right.
It's about providing valuable information.
I love that. So much better. They also found that certain techniques work better depending on the topic.
Right.
Adding statistics was really effective for legal topics or government stuff.
Yes.
So you really need to tailor your approach to the kind of info you're dealing with.
Precisely. And so all of this research that they did, though,
Yeah.
it was focused mainly on your own website.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So what about things outside of our website?
Exactly. Yeah. How your content is kind of perceived.
Yeah.
Shared across the whole internet.
Across the whole internet.
That's a big one that they didn't really look into, right?
Yeah.
And the article kind of highlights this as a major gap in the research. They call it offsite GEO.
Offsite. Okay.
Yeah.
Because these AI engines are pulling from like huge amounts of data.
Massive data sets.
It's not just about what's happening on your little website.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So even if your website is perfectly optimized, you also need to make sure that you're being mentioned in the right places across the web.
Right. Okay. So it's almost like you need to build this like ecosystem of credibility around your content.
Yes, yes.
Almost like backlink strategies in traditional SEO, but even more than that.
You got it. It's really about building a reputation for expertise in your field.
Okay. And that leads us to some really interesting strategies.
Yes.
So we were talking about this idea of off-site GEO.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even look like? What do we do?
Well, so you got to think of these AI engines. They're like super fast readers. Like, they're reading everything online.
Yeah.
They're not just looking at your website.
Right.
You know, they're taking it all in.
So it's not enough to just make great content on our site. We have to like be part of this bigger conversation happening online.
Exactly. It's about being mentioned in the right places.
Right.
By the right sources. So if an AI, sees your content cited in by some trusted source, somebody who's seen as an expert in the field.
Right.
That sends a powerful signal. That's a good sign.
So it's like building up like a network of validation for your content?
That's a great way to put it.
Almost like a digital seal of approval.
Yeah. And backlinks still matter.
Okay.
But it's not just about the number of backlinks.
Yeah.
It's like, are they coming from good sources?
Yeah.
Authoritative websites? Are they actually adding to the conversation?
So we're still doing strategic link building, but it's even more strategic now.
It's even more nuanced. Think about how those links are going to be seen by the AI.
Right.
So imagine like an AI is reading an article about, best restaurants in Seattle.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And if your restaurant is consistently mentioned by food bloggers, critics, local publications.
Right.
That's going to carry a lot of weight.
You're going to move up in the rankings.
Right, because you're part of this trusted ecosystem.
Yeah.
But it goes way beyond just backlinks, right?
Yeah.
What about social media?
Oh, yeah. Social media.
Huge.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's a gold mine of information for these AIs.
Yeah.
They can see what people are saying about your content, how it's being shared.
It's engaging with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So having a good social media presence is still super important.
More than ever.
Yeah.
More than ever.
But again, it's quality over quantity.
Right.
Right? So, a few thousand engaged followers who really love your stuff are worth more than, millions of followers who don't really care.
Right, yeah. Apathy doesn't help.
Right. So it's about building a community around your content. What about other online platforms? Like, forums or industry-specific websites? Those are important too. Think about where are the conversations in your field happening?
Yeah.
Right. Are there certain forums or online communities?
Right.
Industry publications? Right. That are well respected. That's where you want to be seen. Okay. So this offsite GEO, it really does have a lot of different channels and strategies.
It does. But, I think the key is to, be strategic, be focused. It's better to have, a few really good mentions from authoritative sites than to have, a ton of low quality links. It's like planting seeds. You got to put them in good soil. You want to nurture those connections.
Yeah.
And then watch them grow.
So it sounds like GEO is really rewarding content creators who are already doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Like making good content, connecting with their audience, building their, reputation as an expert.
It is. It's like the natural evolution of content strategy.
Right.
In a way, AI is pushing us to be better.
I like that. I have to admit though, it is a lot to think about.
It is.
So many different parts to juggle.
It's a lot, but you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Right. Start with the basics.
Okay.
Focus on making really high quality content. Optimize your website for both people, and AI.
Yeah.
And start building a strong online presence.
Okay.
Just, by engaging with people.
So start with those basics, and then as we get more comfortable.
As you get more comfortable.
You can start adding in those more advanced off-site strategies.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a journey.
Yeah.
It's not a destination. And the good news is there's so many resources out there. There's blogs, there's podcasts, there's online courses, entire communities dedicated to helping people understand this.
Really? Wow. It's really amazing how quickly this field is evolving.
It is.
It seems like every day there's something new to learn.
Yeah, it's exciting. And to be honest, it's a little daunting.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's also what makes it so interesting.
Yeah.
It's pushing us all to be better, to think differently, and to constantly be adapting.
You know, speaking of adapting, this whole thing has got me thinking about the user experience.
Right.
Or UX. Like, how does that play into GEO?
That's a great point. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's real people who are interacting with these search results.
Right.
So we have to make sure our content is user-friendly.
Yep.
You know, that's engaging.
So things like making our website easy to navigate, writing in a way that's clear and easy to understand, using visuals.
Yes.
Those are all still important.
Absolutely. And, you know, we need to think about how AI is interacting with the content too. Can it understand the structure?
Right.
Can it easily, you know, pull out the key information?
So good UX isn't just about like making things look pretty for humans.
Right.
It's also about making it easy for the AI to understand our content.
Precisely. It's about optimizing for both.
Both.
Human readability and machine readability.
Yeah. Okay.
If the AI can easily crawl your website, understand your content, it's much more likely to cite you.
So good UX is good GEO.
You got it.
They go together.
They go hand in hand, you know, clear writing, concise language, well-structured content. All those things are good for both.
Right.
Humans and AI. And don't forget, visuals.
Oh, yeah.
Images, videos, infographics.
Yep.
They can help break up your text, make it more engaging. And you can actually get information across more effectively that way, too.
Right. And it's not just about being pretty for the human eye. I mean, the AI can get more out of that, too.
Yeah, visuals are more important than ever. They not only make your content more appealing to people, but they can help AI better understand the context. Like, what is this about?
Oh, okay.
What does it mean?
Gotcha. And it helps with accessibility, too, and making sure that people of all abilities can understand your content.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It all comes back to creating a positive experience for everyone, whether they're human or machine.
It's amazing to see how, like, all these different pieces are coming together. Good UX, good SEO, good GEO. It's all connected.
It is. And that's what makes this field so dynamic and exciting. We're constantly learning new things and figuring out, you know, how to create content that really works.
Yeah. For everyone.
For everyone, yeah.
It's really amazing to see all these pieces coming together, right?
Yeah.
The content, the optimization, user experience, it's all like blending into this new world of AI.
It is. It is. It's like a whole new landscape is emerging, you know, and we're all kind of figuring it out together.
Yeah, and it's a lot, but it also feels like kind of empowering in a way, right?
Yeah.
It's like a chance to really focus on quality, authenticity for people and for these AI engines that are like becoming so important.
Right. It's an opportunity to really build a more meaningful presence online. Yeah.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into GEO, what's like the one key takeaway you want our listener to remember?
Well, I think the most important thing is to approach this with a spirit of experimentation.
Yeah.
You know,
GEO is still relatively new.
Right.
And there's no like magic formula.
Right.
You know, try different strategies, see what works for you, see what works for your audience, what these AI tools are responding to, and don't be afraid to think outside the box.
I love that. It's about being creative and adaptable.
Yeah.
Just like with any kind of communication, really.
It is. It's, you know, there's no magic formula. It's about understanding the principles.
Right.
And figuring out how to apply them in a way that feels, you know, authentic to you.
And GEO isn't like a one-time thing. It's something we have to keep working at.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing process, you know, requires constant learning and adapting. It's
like tending a garden.
Yes.
You have to keep like watering it and weeding and pruning to help it really grow.
I love that analogy. And just like a garden, the rewards of GEO, they're worth the effort. You get to see your content grow and flourish and reach new heights.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, this has been a really, really insightful deep dive into the world of GEO. Thanks for walking us through this. It's a lot, but you made it, you know, easy to understand.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always fun to kind of dive into this stuff and see how it's shaping the future of content creation.
So to wrap things up, I have one final question for our listener.
Okay.
As they're, you know, starting out on their own GEO journey, What unique value do you bring to the online world? What knowledge, insights, perspectives can you share that nobody else can? Because I think in this age of AI, that's really what's going to set you apart.
That's a great question. It's all about finding your voice and sharing your expertise and making a genuine impact.
Well, thanks again for joining us on this deep dive into GEO. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible online.
See you next time.